Hello, good afternoon. My name is Manida Katona. I'm the Managing Director of Borealis Consulting. In a partnership with FiSer Consulting and Ingenium, we have an opportunity, a webinar to discuss about sustainability and ESG. What is our purpose for today? Basically, it's so much noise and buzz about ESG. The topic that we would like to raise together with some experts invited, it is about why sustainability is important, why ESG is important, what are the benefits for the organization, and how we can make it to happen that going from lowering up to have a governance, to have a right ESG, and to have the right sustainability. And I would like to hand over the word to Camilla to share what is the agenda points for today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Melinda. Good afternoon, everyone. Camilla here, Senior Consultant at FiSer Consulting. For today, we have prepared an agenda starting from sharing some insights from each of our firms that we have collaborated in putting this webinar together. Just to touch upon on some latest developments that we are seeing in the market, some specific advice that you can start incorporating ESG into your strategy, and also making sure how you can integrate ESG in your company as a whole strategy. And then we will move to our expert panel discussion. We have two guests today, and we will be happy to hear all about their insights working at different firms, so they have different insights to share. And then we will move on to a Q&A session, of course, at the end, when we will gather all of the questions that are pending. And then we do quick wrap up. We will start with from our end. So like I said, if we go to the next slide, I'm representing here FiSer Consulting. We are a boutique firm in the Netherlands, boutique consulting firm. We recently opened also an office in Germany, in Frankfurt, and our expertise is basically in driving big complex transformation projects and programs for clients that are mostly within the financial services in the industries of banking, insurance, and payments. We have a special knowledge in driving regulatory-driven programs. That's why we are also very interested in expanding in sustainability as well, as we see as a key regulatory topic. And in that sense, here from our end, myself and also Gabor Lawrence, we are build a sustainability competence to keep up with the latest regulatory. So we want to share some of that. So if you go to the next slide, we thought it's important to analyze the trends that we are seeing in the market. Sustainability, as of now, you see it big headlines that is in a crossroads, not only because there are a lot of regulatory developments at the moment, but also influence from the political landscape as well. But is more and more increasingly seeing the negative consequence of climate change as well. So all of that is shaping sustainability a little bit. We are wanting to here highlight some of the key trends that we are seeing. So as I said, we are a firm in the Netherlands, so we are looking into how the main regulation of sustainability, CSRD, is being transposed to Dutch regulation that is still ongoing. It has taken over the original deadline that the directive set up, but also because of the next trend, which is that there has been a simplification package that was just announced, the Omnibus simplification package. So that is indeed bringing a lot of questions as well. It's a good way of simplify the burden for smaller companies, but also some see it as a step back into, achieving sustainability efforts. The next one, the third one, you probably have seen it, a lot of influence coming from the US with the new government. Major companies are dropping their diversity and inclusion targets. You also see that banks and other financial services companies are dropping in their net zero targets as well. So that's, of course, not very good in terms of climate change mitigation actions, but we will see how that evolves during the year. But on the positive note, the last trend that we see is that, of course, companies are trying to leverage more and more into data analytics, automation, and also, insights that they can simplify their reporting burdens with the help of AI and other technologies. So if you move to the next slide, we wanted to do like a quick snapshot on the omnibus simplification package, because we see it's a very interesting development. It was meant to simplify all the reporting requirements that are under different, sometimes overlapping requirements. So the idea was not to lose competitivity, especially in the smaller firms that for some of them, it requires a big investment to comply with all this regulation. So major 4 changes would be that CSRD is being reduced in scope. Basically, 80% of the original firms will not need to comply anymore, although there will be voluntary standards as well. But indeed, we see a lot of simplification and a little bit of pushback on the deadlines. We also see the same with the corporate sustainability due diligence as well. It's not mandatory anymore to do the full value chain due diligence, only the direct suppliers. We see less data points needed to be reported under the taxonomies as well. And on the carbon border adjustment as well, less companies will need to start to comply with that and report on that. So we do see, of course, it's expected that 6 billion reduction in administrative, expenses related to comply with these regulations, but it generates a lot of questions on indeed whether it will damage the long-term sustainability goals. So if you go to the next one, we quickly wanted to wrap up here some of the impacts that this simplification package has. So indeed there is less complexity in the reporting, but that can also mean that there will be impacts in the investment towards complying with ESG, because there's uncertainty of whether further need of complying more and more is needed, and in that sense, companies that have already invested, they have the uncertainty whether those investments will pay off, or companies that they didn't still decide whether to do it, they are in this crossroad right now. But of course, market is still requiring a lot of sustainability information from companies, especially in all that comes to financing. So we do expect that firms continue to report and to at least adopt the voluntary reporting. So solutions, as we see, you need to stay stay ahead, look for all the regulatory updates that are coming to the market. Don't forget that indeed there's still reputational challenge and risk. So if you wanted to differentiate yourself, you definitely need to think about long-term value creation. That's what we will talk about today. So if you go to the next one, quickly, our strategy as a consulting firm is to start from double materiality, which Daniel will cover in a bit, but then moving into do an analysis of your situation, where you stand in terms of regulations, so you can implement a roadmap to assess what needs to be done for your company. And this requires a lot of stakeholder engagement within your company, but also external, with all the regulatory pressure and. So our firm is providing ongoing expert advice, and that's what we want to do, as well as our collaboration with our partners. So I think that's it from our end. So next one, only for you to get to know our names, and then I pass it over to Daniel from Ingenium.